Hello and welcome along to Season 1, Episode 5 of The Head Coach. My name's Daniel and this man, our Director of Football, is a legend. We'll get into a bit more about why that's the case in a minute, but first, let's have a look at how things have been going since you were last with us, ahead of our game against Whitehawk today. You were last with me for the home game against Luton in the FA Cup, where we managed to sneak a replay. Since then, we've been in rather good form. We've had a large sea of green, including the start to our FA Trophy campaign, where we've had a couple of replays, but we've managed to sneak through eventually. We did have a little sticky spell in the middle. We had a huge defeat to Luton in that replay from the first tie. It was a miracle we got there in the first place. It was more about the money, but a 6-1 defeat did dent the confidence a bit, and we then struggled to one of the title favourites, Bath, in the next game, losing 5-2. We then drew against them in the FA Trophy, but since then, all has been well. We've been back to form, and we've just completed a double over Havant and Waterlooville, who of course in real life got promoted. Let's see what that means for the league table. We currently still sit third, as you can see, in the Vanarama National League South. Still only 3 points off the top, and a huge gap back to 8th place now. 11 points we're clear in the playoffs, so no complaints at this stage of the season, and we certainly didn't expect that to happen. Perhaps even more importantly, the gap down to the bottom half of the table now is 17 points, so we're certainly going to meet our season expectations this year, and hopefully we'll start to attract the attention of clubs higher up the pyramid. But let's get to the most surprising and the most impressive bit, which is our Director of Football. I've been doing this head coach style save now since about FM12, and I have never had a Director of Football in non-league or even probably the lower parts of the Football League and abroad in lower leagues that have been this successful early on. He's made this first season really easy, and he has been signing players, so let's go and have a look at what he's done. All loan deals since you were last with me, just a couple, but they're players that are a class above what we've got at the moment. So let's have a look at them. First, we've got Josh Taylor, who's come in on loan from Sutton United. He's a 4.5-star central midfielder with 5-star potential. He's with us till the end of the season, and he's already made an impact in his 5 league games, getting a goal and an assist. He's by far the best central midfielder. We've talked a couple of times about having a bit of a deficit here, a bit of lack of quality. He certainly solves that problem, and he's got that more creative spark as well, and a good passer of the ball. Secondly, we've got Luke Wanadio, I think that is. He's a 25-year-old on loan from Bromley. He can play naturally on either wing, but he's a right winger with a right foot at the moment. And he is, again, probably better than anything we've got. He's 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. But like the other wingers we've got at the club, he can cross and he can run. And that's the most important bit at this level. And you can see he's also made an impact in his 3 games so far. A goal and 2 assists already. We have no complaints whatsoever. That's not the end of our Director of Football success. He has tied down a couple of key players as well. Most importantly, goalkeeper Dan Lincoln, who we've talked about as the hero in almost all of the episodes so far, he has signed a new contract for another year, and even more impressively, he's taken a £25 pay cut. I'm not sure how the Director of Football's pulled that off, but we have no complaints. He has been absolutely excellent, and him staying is more likely to want to keep me here because he is such a solid base at this level, and he looks happy to have signed a contract, which is great. The other big bit of news since you were last with me is that I myself have signed a new contract as well. So if I go to my profile, you'll be able to see that I'm now here for 1 more year as well until 2019. They've got a manager release clause worked into the contract, so they have to pay 80% if they want me to be released, which will obviously help the club as I probably start to get attention now. The main part of the contract deal is we've also had a £100 a week pay rise, and we've got a 25% promotion clause as well, which at the start of the season we didn't think we'd need to worry about, but as it happens, it might be a success now, and you can see some of our attributes are just starting to creep up, particularly the motivating one, which is good to see with the players we've got. Okay then, let's get on to today's episode. We go away to Whitehawk in the league. Might be a bit slower because we've picked FA Cup third round day as well, which I hadn't noticed until we came back in here today. And there you can see all the fixtures. But let's get into our team selection. Whitehawk are still the favourites. They're one of the 2 teams who are above us in the league. They've got a bigger budget and a better squad, but we've got the team spirit, and hopefully that will get us over the line, or at least get us close to a result in this game. The one other major talking point you can see is Ollie Pearce is out with concussion. He's missed a couple of games now, but Sakaja has stepped in really well so far, so hopefully that will continue. But in goal today, we've got the same team as we played in our last game against Havant and Waterlooville off camera. We've got Lincoln in goal. We've got Davis, Field, Wood and Campbell across the back four. Wanadio, Widrington, Taylor and Swallow in midfield. And Sikaja up front with Lubicic. As you can see, for a non-league save, we've got a fairly settled team. Normally, there's chopping and changing all over the place. But almost every episode, there's only been 1 or 2 changes, really. On the bench, we've got Crane, Elabt, Block, Meldrum and Srirachi. And we've even got a couple of players who can't quite get in the squad now, including Harvey White, who's been complaining about first team football, so we're trying to get him out as quickly as possible. So let's get into the game. Away from home against one of the title rivals today, as it turns out. Don't expect to be challenging for the title, but at the moment it is. I don't think we're going to get the win, but again, we're playing against a 4-4-2. We've done very well against that this season. So I will stay optimistic because it has worked so far. Again, as you've probably seen in almost every video we've played so far, it's pick up where we left off. The assistant manager seems to love it, and it seems to be working, so I'm not going to argue with him. You can see Whitehawk, they've got one of the lowest capacities in the league. They've got a small stadium, but it doesn't mean they're on the pitch. Team isn't good. Here they come forward already, an early attack here. The ball's cleared by Wood up to Lubicic, and can we hit them on the counter-attack? Sikaja's still got the pace, so can he get forward? No, he's given the ball away. He's not quite as good as Ollie Pearce, but he's still a very good player at this level. We can't complain too much about him being a backup striker, to be fair. The one thing that has happened with those 2 extra players coming in is we've now got a bit of competition for places, so we've got that luxury of players can't just sit there and think, well, I'm not going to get dropped even if I play badly. As Lubicic comes forward to Swallow, he's going to put it across the box for Lubicic again, and he's headed it over the bar. He thought he could have done better there. He has been great in the air this season. He's scored a few headers already, but it's not to be this time. Yeah, as I was saying, we have got a bit of competition for places now, particularly in that middle of midfield. Tommy Block's getting a rest. A 17-year-old can't play the whole season like that. He needs a rest. He needs a chance to develop on the training pitch as well. Playing 17, 18-year-old kids when they're tired never helps in their development on this game. Wanadio on the right has meant Meldrum's on the bench. We were talking about him as a shining star at the start of the season when we signed him, so if I can get my words out. But he's now been demoted to the bench and he's the backup on both wings, so it shows the strength in depth we've got. We are starting to look like a top half squad, and Sakaja's through here, has a shot, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, Wilkes. We have looked promising early on. You can see how this side's starting to develop. Having a settled team at this level is not normally a luxury you have, so you can see the impact it has. Having players who are familiar with each other. Obviously, we had a number who were at the club for some years before we took over. And having these few more that are just integrated now and playing almost every week is really helping the team. We've also got a couple of versatile players on the bench. James Crane, I mean, his ratings haven't been great, but he's played everywhere along the back of midfield this season already. The players like that are really helping us challenge at the top. Here they come forward again, then Whitehawk. I haven't seen much from them so far, but I'm going to regret saying it now. They're going to get a crossing from the left, I presume, here, but Wood heads away again. But it's only fallen to them in midfield again, and we're camped back in our own half again. How many times have we said that this season already? Usually we've looked solid defensively, though, but this time they've been forced to go from long range, and thankfully it's gone a long way wide. Lincoln hasn't really been tested so far in this game, but we know we're confident in him if he does. But here they come again. They're starting to get a grip of the game now. Almost every highlight's falling to them. They're dominating possession. They've levelled up with the shots. But we've had the only clear-cut chance of the game so far. And hopefully... Oh, that's good defending if we force them all the way back to the goalkeeper there. But hopefully we can hang on here and build on later in the game, as we have so many times this season already. I don't know what's happening today. I can't string a sentence together. The words are all over the place, so apologies for that. But Widrington's won it back in midfield. Lubicic at this level wins so many headers, but there was no one he could knock it down to on this occasion. Wanadio wins it back though. A long ball over. Lubicic is through on goal, and that's a lovely composed finish to put us 1-0 up. 20 minutes in. Wanadio, the newer signing, with the assist. That's his third assist already in just his fourth league appearance. And Lubicic, so reliable as he has been all season, even without Ollie Pearce next to him up front. And a quarter of the way through the game, we couldn't be much happier with how things are. If we have a look at the table there, you can see we're back within 1 point at the top now. We'll overtake Whitehawk if we beat them, obviously. And then we're just depending on Chelmsford results. So let's see if we can scroll down and see what they're doing at the moment. Not sure where they are. They're at St Albans today. Oh, there we go. We've got an injury. Just as I was getting excited about how well things were going. Pulled ankle ligaments, that's probably at least 6 or 7 weeks. So we're going to be bringing James Crane on into one of his 6 positions. He's not great at left back. He is okay if we have him as an inverted wing back. He's a natural right footer. But I don't want to mess with the shape of the team. And he's done okay in that position so far, as long as the right winger hasn't been great. But I can see out there they've got Keanu Marsh-Brown, who used to be a good player in the conference. I'm sure he played for Barnet and Forest Green. And I'm afraid I am one of those sad ones who watches the National League games on BT. So I have a bit more knowledge about it than most, which does help at the start of this save, particularly on the saves like Part of the Furniture, our other main story, where we have the chance to make the transfers and the contract changes. But at this level, it doesn't matter who I know because the director of football decides who's in and out of the club. 10 minutes to go till half time then. We're looking comfortable. They've only had one shot on target. They haven't had a highlight for ages. Ljubicic is winning all the headers as the long balls go up to him. And although it's a slightly more direct style of football than I was hoping for, it's been so effective this season. But here they come with Nombi. They're trying to shoot from 25 yards every time. We saw this against Luton in the last episode. I don't know why that's the case, but it seems to be working. Again, the words. Oh, I can't string a sentence together today, but oh well. Ljubicic is through from another long ball from Sakaja. Can he finish again? No, he can't. Wilkes makes a save this time. It was straight at him, really. But Ljubicic is looking to take that role of Ollie Pearce in behind. The corner's headed away to Winadio. Can he get it wide again? He can. Can Swallow delivery? Does to Field, and that's 2-0. Chad Field, we've talked a couple of times about how good he is at the back. He's had a couple of really good games on camera and he's been solid all season. He looks a real prospect and now he's added a goal as well. I really hope he's the next one to get signed by the director of football for another year. I'd say he's probably the only player I'm desperate to keep who hasn't got a new contract. Lincoln and Pearce are already here until the end of next season. We'd like to renew the loan of Ljubicic, but that's not really up to us at the moment. But the other one I'm desperate to keep hold of is Chad Field. Him and Davis on the right-hand side of that defence have been really good, but Davis, we can accept, is replaceable. Whereas Chad Field, at this level, I haven't seen a more solid centre-back for a long time. Here they come on the attack again, though. We've got our 2 banks of 4 at the back, but it's not going to stop the cross coming in from the left. But they've headed over again, and it looks like we're going to survive with our 2-goal lead till half-time. Always good if you can avoid conceding on the stroke of the break. But there we go, that is just about half time and it's going to be another very positive team talk. We've dominated the game, not in terms of possession and shots, but shots on target and clear chances. We've been creating them in abundance with our long balls over the top. Not planned, I can't take the credit for it tactically, but it seems to be working, so I won't tweak anything or say anything about it. What an excellent first half though, and we're into the second, and we'll take the same again please. Here they come, bit of early possession for them, but doesn't seem to be leading anywhere, and as I say that, they've won a corner. Oh no, a throw-in. Looked like a corner there, but that's the disadvantage of having the sideline camera, depending on the ground. A few minutes into the second half, and everything is going beautifully. The new players are looking good in there. You can see Taylor's having a solid game. Winadio with the assist. And the difference this time is if things do go wrong, or if we are looking for something a bit new, or someone's getting a bit tired, we've actually got players on the bench who can make an impact. Meldrum's a brilliant winger at this level. And the only reason he's on the bench is because our director of football's brought in such a good loan signing. Tommy Block, who's a good young player, can come in. I'm sure he could make an impact over 20-30 minutes. And Lincoln there, with his first brilliant save of the game there. They've had a chance from a corner. It's the one area we have looked a bit weak this season is set pieces as they get another ball in, but it's headed away. And can we counter now with Crane, the substitute? He's got the ball, but it's blocked from the clearance, and now Whitehawk are going to get a chance. But the ball into the box is dealt with by Lincoln. Captain, leader and inspirational hero so far, Dan Lincoln. What a man he could be if he could lead us to promotion or even the playoffs. At this point it would be brilliant for us. You can see St Albans have taken a lead against Chelmsford and we're now joint top. We're only behind on goal difference. And we would have taken that at the start of the season. I was so sure this was going to be a slog to mid-table. But these boys have surprised me. Here's Sakaja on the right. Gets the ball back to the edge of the box to Widrington. And it's saved, but Sakaja's offside from the rebound. But what an effort that was. We saw him score a screamer a couple of episodes ago. And he nearly did so again there. Here we come again. We're dominating the attacks now. Here comes Swallow down the left. Can he get the ball in? He can, but it's straight at the keeper. And we're just about getting to that time with a quarter of the game left where we need to make some substitutions. We'll just let this attack play out, and I don't know what they're going for there. They look to be going, hitting and hoping from long range, and we'll take that all day. But once we get to the 20-minute mark, we will make a couple of changes. Widrington's on a yellow and a little bit tired, so I'm a bit wary of keeping him on as he shoots over there. We left him on against Luton a few minutes too long and he got sent off, so we'll take him off now. We'll bring on Tommy Block into that ball-winning role just for the last 20. Sakarja's not had the best game either, but Lubicic is really tired. I don't know which one to go for. In fact, I'll give it 5 more minutes so I don't have to make the decision yet. Our other option, of course, is Meldrum, who's a good player, doesn't deserve to be on the bench, but both of the wingers playing have been excellent. They're in the high sevens. They've both got an assist. And it seems like those wide crosses are the way to go forward here. I am aware they've just hit the bar, but we'll ignore their attacks and just focus on our brilliance. Here comes Wanadio on the counter-attack. He is challenged, but look at that. He's just got us 40, 50 yards off the pitch with one run then. And we've got an attacking throw then. 15 odd minutes to go. I am going to have to make that last change in a minute, but I don't know who to go for. And I tell you what, I'm going to be cheeky here. I'm going to go and look to see when our next game is if I can. We've got a game on Tuesday night. Okay, that changes everything. If we'd had a week, I would have taken off the worst player, but we need Lubicic fit, especially with Clark out. So Sirachi's going to come on. We've seen before, he's not rated great. He's only a couple of stars. He's not a great player. He's poor in the air, but every time we've put him on in this target man role, he's been successful. A couple of times, Whitehawk have scored. They're back in the game, and it's going to be a nervous ending, again from a set piece. Let's just tell him to concentrate. It looks like Keaton Wood lost his man because he's the one whose rating's taken a sudden drop. But as I was saying with Sirachi, every time he's played in this role, he has scored. He scored on camera a couple of episodes ago. Not sure if it's the last one or the one before. And a couple of times when Lubicic was on international duty, he has scored goals. But with 10 minutes to go, it's more about holding out at this point. They are a good side. We couldn't complain at the start if we got a draw, but it would be a bit of a blow from 2-0 up. Here they come. We're just camped out in our own box again, as we so often have been here. And Lincoln's made another save. Thank God we've got a great keeper between the sticks. Field's been good again. They're the two key men at the back, and hopefully they can grind this result out for us, because Whitehawk are starting to have shot after shot now. We are going to drop back to... Oh, no, we're not. We're going to wait for this attack to go. I'm very superstitious not to make changes during the attacks. But Swallow's won it back, and Sirachi on the break now. Can he find his man? He's found Swallow again. Through ball towards Sakarja, but it was intercepted and will be cleared away now. Whitehawk have gone for the same approach of us, but Field and Lincoln between them mop up lovely. Long ball up from Lincoln, but it's headed back, and we are under constant pressure now. Here they come into the box on the left-hand side, ball across, but Crane has cleared, but it's only come back in again, and they've put it wide, thankfully. We are living very dangerously now. We are going to go defensive just to see if we can hold out. Sakarja's through from the kick, as he know it's been intercepted. And they've brought it away, and they're starting to cause trouble down the wings, but Keaton Wood heads the long ball away. Crane intercepts on the right flank, and Swallow clears long. Can Sirachi chase? He can, but Cadman's mopped up well for them. We're looking promising on the counter-attack still, but it would be a lie if we said they weren't having the lion's share of the dominance here. And it's Omatoyo again. Lincoln saves and Field clears. That combination at the back every single time is the saviour for us, but they are starting to get in now. Hopefully we can hold out 4 minutes of stoppage time, and we'll take that long shot high and wide. That's brilliant. As long as they don't test Lincoln, we'll be happy. Here they come again though down the left hand side. It's relentless now. That's an awful cross in though, and it's out for a goal kick. Hopefully now we've gone to defensive, the goal kick will take a bit longer. Lincoln's usually the master of that. He hits the ball long out to the right to Wanadio, and we'll take a third goal if he wants. He's won the throw. That's even better. We like to see a bit of time wasting and game management down there. Davis with the throw to block. Davis finds Wanadio, but he's been challenged this time. And Whitehawk are on the counter now with Amatio, the goal scorer. Oh, it's constant possession now. Oh, they're going to get a cross in last minute. But it's headed away again by Woods. But another cross is going to come in now. And Lincoln claims. We have been so excellent at the back. It's been the story of our season, really. We've only just conceded over a goal a game, which at this level I'm delighted with. Sriracha finds Swallow on the counter now. Can we wrap it up in the last minute? We can't. It's headed away, and I'm sure Whitehawk will build another counter here. Oh, they've hit one long ball. It's gone straight through. Oh, well, it's been dragged wide, thankfully. But the ball's still come in, and Smile on the edge of the box, and it's been deflected wide. But thankfully it was offside, and with 25 seconds to go, that should just about be it if Lincoln takes long enough. It's been a couple of clear-cut chances apiece. You could argue we're slightly lucky to get the win. Whitehawk probably do deserve a point in all honesty, but they're not going to get it. We've nicked it 2-1, and that is full time. I don't know what the end result was for Chelmsford. We'll have a look in a minute to see where it leaves us in the league, but we're so pleased with the way they're playing. Swallow gets man of the match again, an assist from out wide. When Nadia on the other thank was excellent. And that is a good episode for us. We're joint tops. Chelmsford did lose 3-0 in the end, so it even closed our gap on the goal difference to just 5. We shouldn't be focusing on the title, really. The fact that we're almost guaranteed a playoff place is a miracle. The fact that we're definitely going to finish in the top half means we're above the expectations, and hopefully we'll start to attract some interest from some conference clubs. If we can't get promotion ourselves, it gives us a chance to move up the ladder then. Don't forget, this is a journeyman save. We want to make it to the top of the game, and although we're enjoying our time at Bognor Regis greatly, a club with bigger facilities and bigger expectations and bigger resources would probably help us along the way. The one thing we have got to worry about, Christian Campbell's picked up a knock. We've still got quite a small squad, so let's nervously look at it. And it was the pulled ankle ligaments. Oh, it's only 2 to 3 weeks. I was expecting at least a month, so I'm absolutely happy with that. Ollie Pearce, as you can see, should be back in about a week's time. He'll probably miss the Tuesday night one, but he should be back for next Saturday as we continue our surprise promotion push. But that's all from this episode. If you have enjoyed it and you are enjoying this Bognor Regis stint of the head coach save, please put a thumbs up on there. Subscribe to the channel for regular episodes from this story every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 4:30 p.m. and other FM Touch challenges and content on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time, where hopefully we'll have some more success to share with you.